Hey, this is Michael, and this is Nicole, and this is the BroSis effect. I did compete in a powerlifting meet this past weekend. We're gonna go over that and show my results and kind of show you how you did and how I did. And if any of you are interested in powerlifting, I'm sure that you can relate to this video or learn something from this video. Or if you're not and you want to know what it is, or you're curious, this is a good thing to do to watch this video.
What were the types of lifts for this competition?
So basically in the meet, there's going to be 3 lifts, and you get 3 attempts for each lift. So you start with squat, and squat is a full squat where your hip crease is below your knees. The next lift is bench, and it's a paused bench. It's not like a touch and go bench that you see people doing like this where they immediately press it off. Then last lift is deadlift. Very simple.
So we're going to show different clips of Michael's event. I did go and watch him for the whole day. Mike will kind of go through how he was feeling, what his goal was, if he didn't meet it, maybe why, what happened. Okay, so we're going to start, like Michael said, with the squat.
So in order, so you have 3 attempts.
So what was the weight for your first attempt?
So the first attempt was supposed to be a weight, a weight that I know I could hit, even on a worst day. It's something that's easy, something to get a number on the board. So, because if you don't hit a number, if you fail your first attempt and you fail all 3 of your attempts, you're done for the entire meet. You can't compete anymore.
Okay, so 455 pounds.
That's my opener.
Was your opening weight, so we will play that. So you're powdering your hands.
It's with chalk in it. It's really not that necessary to squat, but it just prevents my hands from slipping. It gives you grip.
Okay.
So this is the first lift of the day, so I'm pretty nervous at this point. I just want it, it's a little nerve-wracking. Even though it's a weight I know I can hit, it's not done easily. Easy. So with that, when I first de-racked, I stepped too far back. So when I de-racked it, it was a little tricky because I had to press up on what, and I was at a bad angle. So how the monolift, I didn't step under the weight enough, so it kind of threw me off a little bit, but it ended up going good. I hit depth, got it up quickly.
And so then they will call out good lift or no lift. And so there were 3 judges, right?
Yes.
And so each judge will do like a white light or a red light. The white light meant good and the red meant bad. So you had to get 2 or 3 white lights to get a good lift.
Yes.
If there were 2 or more red lights, it was no lift.
Yes.
Or obviously if you just can't get it up, which did happen.
Which is a red light anyways.
Yes,
but
some people just couldn't even do it.
you have to basically show that you have control of the weight. You got to be able to get down the depth. You can't have any dips. So when you're coming up and you have a weird thing where you start going down for a second, then you get it up, that doesn't fly. It's got to go up.
So then your second attempt was how heavy?
485 pounds.
So you're waiting for the go-ahead. They're adjusting the bar.
Come on, Mike!
Pumping yourself up. See, there's a lot of positioning, too.
These guys are actually pumping me up too, which is different. Last minute, they're like, come on, Mike, you got this, man, you got this.
And I can see you watching your footing.
Yeah, I have to get my feet set. Right.
And so explain why you take that breath. You hold your breath before you do it.
So when holding your breath is I basically take in a deep breath and I brace. I tighten my core against the belt, and that's, if you don't do that, then the belt is doing nothing. It keeps you tight. And if I didn't do that, then I would even probably fail that weight. You get really loose if you don't brace, and you'll go way down. You'll misgroove it. It's good and that's how you use the belt, and that's how it supports you. You brace against the belt.
Okay.
Basically, what I was doing.
And then your third attempt was how much weight?
500 pounds. I've been working on it. That's my big goal. I might have been able to do a little more, but I just wanted to hit the 500.
You wanted to be successful, make a new record.
I wanted to Yeah, like it's a personal record.
record.
Yeah, I wanted to hit 500 pounds. Get in that 500 pound club. It's pretty cool to be able to squat 500 pounds.
Let's get this shit, Mike! Let's go!
There you really see your limit. Want it.
I was pretty confident at the 485 I'd get it, but I still had to make sure my depth was good. I've never had this weight on my back before, so that was the thing that worried me about this one.
Oh, so this is your first time trying.
Ever having 500 pounds on my back, yeah.
Now you did have a little bit of
That doesn't count.
But-
Like, as
no,
long
but-
as you're moving, and yeah, I did get stuck, and that's showing that it's getting. It got slower there, and it's showing that it's getting towards my max weight.
Then let's move on to bench. So what was the weight of your first attempt?
265. I know I could triple 265 on a good day, so, or on even a bad day. So
When you say triple, you mean do it 3 times?
yeah,
in a row?
yeah, like it's a weight I could do 3 times on a bad day, maybe not, but like it's a weight I know I can get up for sure. Yep.
All right, so let's watch the 265 attempt. So explain this arching thing that everyone does with their back.
Arching gets you in a better position. It helps you. Easy, you know, it's fast. So arching your back allows you to get your shoulders into the bench. Gets you. I retract my scapula, so I retract my shoulders back, kind of squeeze my lats. So instead of being like this and all loose, which is how you get injured and you have shoulder injuries and pec tears, all that stuff. This is preventing that. This is engaging all of the proper muscles. If you're not doing it, you're not engaging all the muscles that bench needs. When you do that, you get tight, you're going to start engaging your lats, use more of your triceps instead of putting too much stress on your shoulders. It keeps your elbows in a better place. When you're arched like that, the force of the weight is not putting any tension onto your spine. It's directly going into your shoulders, into the bench. It's very safe. There's nothing wrong with arching, and it's actually the safer way to bench.
Almost any
power
not
lifter,
everyone did
it
the
puts you
arch.
into a better position. It gets you stronger.
What was your weight for your second attempt?
285.
Getting your arch ready,
Yeah, it's hard.
getting your grip ready,
It's tight.
put your feet down.
Also, another thing with the leg form is I'm using leg wrap. I'm pressing my legs into the leg wrap all the time. So it actually went pretty fast. It was a pretty good lift. I mean, yeah, it wasn't. There you can see a little bit of form breakdown. Bench isn't my best lift, but it went up pretty good, and I felt like I should have had 300, and I did fail the 300, and you'll see in the next one, but usually I put the bar down to here, and when I was coming down, I even saw it, like I could tell. I misgrooved it, and I put it down to here, and I don't have my elbows flare out here. I'm not as tight. It's just not my normal position where I press, so I couldn't get it off my chest that much. I ended up failing it because I was in bad position. It was just a misgroove. Yeah, it's been a big goal. I really wanted to get this.
So you got it up a little.
Even when you fail it, I can get it up a little bit because my triceps are my weak point. I have a strong chest. So, but it did misgroove. If I went a little lower, it would help me get through it better. And it's okay. It was very slight, but you usually have a motor pathway of what you're normally used to, and sometimes, depending on nerves or anything, you can get.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is mind.
So maybe and it's hard. It's long. I have to wait for. There's 3 different flights, and I'm in the 3rd flight because I'm considered strong. The strongest people are in the 3rd flight, and I was actually the weakest bencher in the 3rd flight. But so I have to wait for 1st and 2nd. After squats are done, I have to wait for 1st and 2nd, and it takes a while to get through that. And before that, there's like a 30-minute break. You know, I'm eating, just waiting, you know, nerves get on you. In bench, I didn't really have many nerves on me, you know. It wasn't like squat where I was getting the butterflies and my, you know, like I was getting really nervous, that weird feeling in your stomach. But still, I mean, obviously it got to me a little bit.
Well, you'll get it the next one because
Yeah.
you were pretty close.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign. So then the last one is your strongest lift, which is deadlift.
Yeah, it didn't
right?
go exactly how I wanted it, but
we'll
go
is
through that.
your strongest
Yeah.
overall lift for
Well,
you, right?
squat and deadlift are pretty close to weight ratio. Obviously, my deadlift is
Why
technically
can
lifting
people
more weight
lift more in a deadlift than a
because
squat?
you're using more I don't know. It's just
Is
a
it
better.
more
It's
muscle
a
groups?
stronger lift. You have more leverage to pull the weight, and it's not as hard. Squat's a little different because you have to squat all the way down and up. Deadlift, you're literally just pulling off the ground.
So it's easier
So
to
technically,
do more.
you're going to be able to deadlift more weight than you can squat, but it doesn't mean that your squat is weaker than your deadlift because you can have your squat 5 pounds less than your deadlift is. You could deadlift 5 pounds more, but your squat is considered a stronger lift for you.
For then deadlift, what was your first weight?
535. Something light. I know I could. Well, 535 pounds at big deadlift. I was actually one of the stronger people with deadlift in that. I was in the middle of the third flight with that for my opener, and it's a heavy weight for sure. Not many people could deadlift over 500 pounds.
All right.
Not saying anyone's weak for that. So, we'll watch it. The one thing I noticed is the bar went in front of me a little bit. I first noticed myself doing that. I don't know what was up with it. Almost kind of felt like the floor was slanted, honestly. I think that's
It could have been.
I think that's what Mike was doing.
That was super easy.
Oh yeah. It's
You had like no struggle on your face.
no, it's 535. It's an open. It was supposed to be easy. So then I really want to go for 600 pounds. So I went 575. Now thinking back, kind of wish I went 570.
Oh yeah.
Because it would have been less of a jump, and that might have threw me off a little bit. But we'll watch it.
So the next one's 575.
Yes, which is a 5 pound all-time PR. The most I've ever deadlifted is 570. So,
Okay, so
and at the
let's
last
look
meet
at
was
that.
560.
Let's go!
Here, the space your feet are is important.
Oh yeah, this bar is a little different than my bar. I mean, it's a Texas deadlift bar, I'd like to say. So what happens right here, the bar comes out in front of me. So I have to pull it back and I have to get it. I actually get one red light from the center guy because he thought I wasn't going to end up. And then the 2 white lights, so I ended up getting it very close. Very, very close because the weight actually physically stopped. And because it was out in front of me and I had to pull it back in. And as soon as I pulled it back in, then he saw me go up. So after that, I kind of walk away back. I talked to my coach and I was like, yeah, 600 isn't happening. He's like, no. So let's try 590. And I thought if I keep the bar closer and really focus on keeping it closer to my body, that I'd be able to get it up. So we'll watch that.
Okay, so it was 590, you said?
Yes. So I just wanted to get it up really fast to show that I have the capability of doing 600. The 575, that pull just completely went me out. Well, at least I got this off the ground a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't like some people can't even pick it up, so. You definitely lifted it up a good half a foot.
Yeah, I was a little mad. Yeah, it wasn't. I wasn't able to do it, but maybe if everything worked out right. But here's the thing, I know a few people, and even my coach, who tried for 800 pounds. He noticed the weight came in front of him too, so I think it did.
It could be the bar if you're not used to it, right?
It might have been the bar, but
Or the
kind
floor.
of. I think it might have been the floor. Honestly, it might have not been perfectly level. Who knows?
Well, yeah, because
it's a gym under construction. It's a legit powerlifting meet. You can qualify for national events, or get into national. If you have a world record, it's a world record. It's a legit meet, but the gym owner has her own federation, which is a legit federation, and she moved gyms. Her gym's under construction. So I don't know. I don't know if the floor. a few people had some things going off with deadlift, the same issue as me, and that never happens to me. The weight never goes out in front of me. I'm really good at keeping it tight. That never happens to me.
And rubbing, because I saw people put the chalk on their
Yeah,
thighs.
it keeps
the
them.
friction.
It keeps the yeah. Well, it's not even chalk. It's baby powder.
Oh, baby powder. So
Chalk
it's
will keep
supposed.
it gripping into your
Oh
butts.
yeah. Oh, true. So they did that because that bar is literally dragging up your skin. Like that's
Yeah.
how close it can get.
Well, that's how you're supposed to have it,
Yeah.
and I mean that's how I normally do it.
But
I
for
keep it
some
tight.
reason
It just fell in front of me, and it was just it was a
that
little
took
off.
strength
And
from
maybe
you.
it was just because I didn't have my foot position or hand position perfectly correct. There's different factors, and maybe it was because it was a long day. That was at the end of the day.
That was
I've been
a
there.
long
I was
day.
there all day. You know,
It
I can't really
started
eat
at
too
9
much.
and it ended at like
4:30.
4:30.
I couldn't eat too big between the lifts because you don't want to have too much food in your stomach before a lift. So I just ate snacks in between. So with my pre-workout, you know, it's the end of the day. I'm tired. I did 2 other max attempts on 2 different weights. You know, 3 big lifts for each weight. So yeah, there's a lot of factors when you go into a powerlifting meet. You got to realize that in a meet, you might not be able to lift as much as you can
Normally.
just in the gym. Like if you're just going for a PR in the gym, a 1 rep max just for 1 lift, yeah, you might be a little stronger than you are in the meet because you're not. Because think about it, if you're going for your max deadlift, it's after you did a max squat and a max bench. Your central nervous system's worn out at that time. Your muscles are fatigued. I felt a little tightness just from arching and bench and the squat and my glute, my right glute, into my lower back. So I kind of tried to loosen that up, and it worked. But I stopped feeling it. But it still must. I mean, that could have been something. Maybe a muscle wasn't activating right, and it was still very fun. I was still happy. Overall, I did a lot better than the last meet. My total for this meet was 1,360 pounds at the 198 pound weight class, and I only weighed in at 189 pounds. I just didn't want to cut down 181 pounds.
And you came in 3rd?
I came in 3rd place, but it was a very close. I think the winner had a 1,385 total.
Oh, okay.
So I was like 15 pounds, and then the other guy was from my gym, and he had like a 1,380 total. So I was right under them. If I got all 3 of my lists I wanted, I would have had a 1,400 total.
And you would have been the first place.
I would have been 1st place, but that's a big number to hit. 1,400. I was pretty excited for that.
And
number.
what was your total weight your previous meet?
1265, and that
So
was
there
6
was an
months exactly.
improvement.
6 months ago. That was a big improvement. 95 pounds. In fact, my squat, my max squat, the last meet was 430 pounds. That was my 3rd attempt squat. So I was joking around and saying that my last warm-up weight before I did my opener was 435 pounds. So it was technically a meet PR, and it was my warm-up. So my opener was 25 pounds heavier than my previous meet PR.
Cool.
So it was a pretty big jump. My deadlift, yeah, it should have been stronger. It was just a little hiccups there. But it still was stronger. My deadlift at my last meet was 560. I hit 575 this time. And my bench at the last meet was 275. And I hit 285 this time.
So there was consistent improvement in all 3 lifts. And that's what really counts.
Yeah, and next meet I'll do better. So
Yeah. And so the other thing we didn't cover is how much time did you train for this competition?
So after the last meet, there was a little bit of time off, but I did a 6-week program for hypertrophy. You know, after doing my own thing, I got actually programmed again, and that was just eating a lot of high volume stuff, just to build up as much muscle as I could. And then I went into a 12-week peaking program, and that peaked me for the meet.
And you still had to eat the 4,000 calories
Yeah, I was
a day?
eating roughly 4,000 calories a day. And I'm not even joking. Literally, I've counted them before. I made sure I hit the 4,000. I even had a calorie shake, which is kind of disgusting, but
Oh,
it had
yeah.
like 1,700 calories in it. And, you know, I basically eating what I want, and a lot of people think, oh, wow, you're lucky. No, it kind of sucks because
It's hard.
I eat when I'm not hungry, and it's not fun to eat when you're not hungry. So just saying that, I was not lucky. I kind of
Just eating when you're hungry?
Yeah, but now I can't because it's just stuck ingrained in my mind now, so.
Well, that was a long 12 weeks plus to do that.
It was 12
Your
weeks plus 6
body's
weeks.
probably sort of used to it.
Oh, yeah, and then I took a week off before the meet because that's how you peak. You get your central nervous system all worn down, and you take a week off, and you come back, and you're strong. And that's what happens. So you kind of feel terrible at the very last week, and you have the week off, then you do the meet, and you feel so good right before the meet. You're like, wow, I haven't felt this good in weeks.
Because it's all like
because
recovered.
you're recovered finally.
Yeah.
And then after the meet, you feel even worse. The next competition, I want to try to. I don't know if I'll go down to 181 because I'm pretty close to qualifying for the Arnold at 181 pounds. So I might go to 181, involve cutting weight, but I could be pretty strong at that weight class, and I can do a big, the Arnold, which is huge, and that'd be really cool. So
where is the Arnold?
I think it'd be in I don't know where it's gonna be,
Huh.
but maybe Ohio or something.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But it's worth it, and I'm gonna train for it. And if I don't get it, who cares? I'm only 21 years old, so
You got plenty
I
of
got
time.
plenty of time to make it to that, and I'm just progressing. So
Well, I'm proud of you. I thought you did really well. It seems overall you feel pretty good about it, and you will keep working for the next one. And if you do get in that one, we'll film that one, and we can compare the videos from now to then. He's got his shirt on. So yeah, we hope you like this video. Michael's really into powerlifting, so if you like this kind of thing, let us know, and we can do more videos related to this. Also, subscribe to our channel. We do all sorts of content, and we will see you next time.
thank you. Bye.